Hey guys, Christina here, and today I wanted to just sit down and have a bit of a chat with you. I feel like it's been a while since I've given an update on life and Homestead. I want to throw a bit of homeschool in there too. So if you have some laundry to fold, grab that laundry or grab a hot chocolate or some water and let's sit down and let's have a chat. If you're new here, I'm Christina. I am a mom to 5 children and I live in the Canadian Maritimes. If you're not new here, thank you so much for coming back. I really appreciate your support every time I make a video. I love to read the comments and I just love getting to know you guys. I'm sorry if the camera's a little shaky today and the sound is off. It's just one of those days and I've tried to film this a few times and I'm just gonna go with whatever happens this time. So I wanted to share an update because it's been about a year. I think I'll start with homeschool first. So our summer homeschool plans went fairly well. One child completed their work, one is almost done, and the other 3 are just gonna kind of continue as we roll into the next school year. It's just things like printing or handwriting, so it's not a lot. We are starting school next week. That's going to be language arts and math. Then we add typically history, social studies in the second week. My older 3 boys who are doing science on their own this year will be starting their science at that second week. And my oldest 2 will be starting a seminary religious studies class that week as well. And then the third week is when I'll probably add in the science for the younger 2. We've done this like graduated slow entry homeschool for a number of years and it works really well. It also gives me time to kind of work on what I need to do and figure out, okay, I'm missing this or I forgot about this, and to get organized in that way. Just going back to summer for a minute, the one thing I did not get done, no, there's a lot of things I didn't get done, but homeschool wise, I didn't get a typing program set up. So the kids never did typing this summer. I just have such a hard time finding a program that's a good fit for us, and so hopefully next summer I'll have one ahead of time ready for the kids to do typing. My goal for the summer was to get things ready, which I feel like I did a lot, and then it kind of, life got crazy and busy and I haven't finished everything yet. It's gonna be a busy weekend. I'm gonna be spending this next weekend getting things ready for our start. For summer though, overall pretty good. For fall, it's looking good. We're trying some new things. I do have the children, 3 of them signed up for piano lessons, working on getting 2 or 3 signed up for gymnastics. It's the first time that we have done group, besides like youth group, it's the first time they've done like a class outside of the home in a number of years because of the way the world was, as well as then moving and then just kind of being in a new place and living kind of outside of the city, and yeah, so it's going to be an interesting year for us for sure. Kind of getting back into more social things, which we haven't been huge or very big on lately. So then moving on to a bit of a life update. So I'm not sure if I actually shared on here that we put our house on the market last September. We were really concerned about not finding a place to move to though. And so we put the condition on the sale of our home that we would find a place to buy and to move to. And it was hard to do that because we had fewer people come look at our place, but we still had quite a few. We had some offers and we accepted one. And we had until the second week in December to find something, and we never did. We were out looking multiple houses multiple times a week, and even with that, there was either a lot of issues or it wouldn't pass a home inspection. We put offers in, but they weren't accepted. The market was just so crazy that some people didn't even want us to come look at their house. They're like, because we had a condition of finance, don't bother, we know we're gonna get cash offers. So it was a really tough market. We were not able to find anything, and so in December we said, let's just take the house off the market. We'll take a bit of time and we'll just see what happens. So the reason we originally wanted to move, there's a few, but one of them was because my husband was commuting 40+ minutes each way and 5 days a week, and that was really hard. He did change his schedule. He worked longer 4 days a week, so he had one day he was just doing a half day of paperwork at home, which was good. It also saved on gas because gas prices went up so much. But it just didn't work out. So we took it off the market. Our plans for right now are to stay put until our mortgage is up for renewal. If you're not from Canada, we have like an amortization period with our mortgages, but then you have terms within them, and when that term is up, most of them are like 5 years, you get another offer to do another term, or you can negotiate or look elsewhere. So the fees for breaking your mortgage are usually less at that time too. So for right now, our plan is just to kind of stay put until then, which will be the fall of 2025. And then we'll see what the market's like, and we'll see what life is like and what we want to do at that time. We still have issues here. This house, it needs a lot of work. There's a lot of things we've done, but there's still a lot that we need to do. We also don't have very good land here. Clay soil, rocks, and it is isolated. So, and by isolated, I mean we're 15-20 minutes from the city. However, it's hard for my older kids. It is isolated in that way, and sometimes for me as well. So the plan is to stay put for now, but we'll see. Never say never with our family. Now, talking about work, so one of the reasons I've been so busy this summer is because my husband actually changed jobs. He got sent an email with a job ad from someone he knew in maybe the second week of June, and he was really excited. It's a company he wanted to work for a long time, and so he went ahead and he applied, and the following week he had 2 interviews, and then he got a job offer. And 3 weeks later he started his new job. So we don't have that commute time for him anymore, or that gas anymore, which kind of worked out. We didn't get the house or any of the houses we were looking at in the area, because it does give us some more freedom later on to find a place that really suits us. But yeah, he changed jobs. It was quite sudden. The week after he started, he actually went out to Ontario, and he spent time in Toronto and Kingston and Ottawa, and was training. It's a job that's primarily from home, so we're all kind of adjusting to this. It's new for us, and as we start school, it's going to be new as well, adding that new dynamic. It's just been busy, and in fact, when he got back 10 o'clock on Thursday night, we had to be in Halifax the next day. So by 9 a.m. we were on the road to Halifax, and that's just kind of how it's been. I felt like the summer has just been like go, 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 very quick. The job also is, the pay is a little bit lower, and so he is working more hours every week than he was, but then he doesn't have the commute. So it's almost like it works out. They have better benefits though, a better culture within the employer, very family oriented, and a Christian employer, and he is really excited about that, and I think he's going to be sticking with it for quite a while, or at least that's the plan. He also will be traveling some. We are thinking he has to go to the US next year, that maybe we can tag along for that trip. So I am excited for that, and for some plans we're making for that. It opens some new opportunities and some new possibilities for us as well. On top of that, my husband in, I believe it was January, took on additional roles at church. So it's basically like another part-time job. It's not paid, it's volunteer, but the hours are basically another part-time job. So he is really busy, and that puts more on me, so I've been more busy. That's kind of what our life has looked like. We only made it to the beach one time this summer, which was sad. I had 3 goals when I shared our summer homeschool plans. One was to get the school stuff ready. The other was to prepare the cloth bags, reusable gift bags that I sell at Christmas. I have not started them. The other one was to get our family yearbook up to date, because I had not started it. Nope, haven't started it. Trying to give myself some grace and some some room with all these changes going on. So hopefully I will get those done in the fall. Hope so. As far as our homestead, which yes, I do call it a homestead because we are working to produce our own food here and to do as much as we can to be self-reliant, our garden has done so much better this year. I am so grateful that I have produce and I have things growing. I mean, we've got, let's see, green beans, peas, cabbage, kale, lettuce, beets, cucumbers, zucchini, tomatoes, peppers, tomatillos, raspberries, strawberries, cilantro, basil. I think those are all the things we've harvested already. We still have like corn and squash and pumpkins growing. Oh, we had bok choy we ate as well. So I'm just so grateful to have that. We are learning a lot. We are actually already planning to change the garden up a bit and to expand it a little bit for next year so we can grow things like potatoes and we can be more specific about our growing space and utilize it in the best way possible. So I have been sharing garden updates. There should be one out soon, but make sure you check back if you're interested in seeing how we change that up. In terms of preserving food, I have tried some new canning recipes, or new to me canning this year. I did things like blueberry jam. I canned green beans and chopped peppers for the first time. I am also soon going to be trying some canned chicken. I also did canned broth this year. So we're expanding and growing and learning new skills as we learn to create our own food and to grow our own food here. And along that line, we did end up getting egg layers. We started, they call it chicken math, and it's true. We started with a rooster and 3 hens, and it kind of grew and grew. We ended up with, I believe it was 13 altogether. We did lose one, we believe, to a fox. One did pass away, it was an older one, and we did cull one that was no longer laying. So we currently have, what do we have, 9 hens and 1 rooster. So we get about 8 eggs a day, which is really good for our family. I have started water glassing. That's something new I've been trying this year to preserve those eggs so we can use them for winter, or at least reduce the number of eggs I have to buy from the store and supplement with our own eggs. One of the hens also became broody and sat on 7 eggs. I think only 1 was hers, maybe not even 1. And we have 7 baby chickens around. They are super cute. We don't know who's a rooster or who's a hen for sure yet, so it'll take a little while, but it's been really exciting to see that process of them hatching and watching them grow and their mom being very protective of them, and then nature cycling and her going back to producing eggs and leaving the chickens to kind of be on their own now. It's been really interesting to watch. We also, quite suddenly I would say, jumped into 3 turkeys. So we raised them. They were culled last week. They are in our freezer now and they will provide food for our family. 2 of them were just over 17 pounds and 1 was just over 15 pounds. We had not planned for them to pass away so soon, but they were so big, we decided it was time. They were cute when we first got them, and they were very annoying at the same time. We called them our guard dogs. They would let us know and make all kinds of noise whenever somebody would come to the house. We also did 15 meat chicks. We decided 15 was a good number to kind of give it a try, something that we could have a handle on. We lost 3 of them, 2 fairly early and 1 just recently. My husband culled 5 of them last week with our kids. He's doing I think he's doing 4 more actually later today, and then we'll do the rest of them next week. I have them in the freezer. We've done some whole. He's gonna try chopping these ones up, and I'll be preserving them and then making broth and trying that canned chicken I talked about. So that has progressed. We've learned a lot. We probably will do them next year, but we'll do them a little differently. We're also looking at making a run for our chickens so that they're a little more protected, the egg layers, from foxes and other predators, and so they can be out a little bit more without us having to keep an eye on them, because sometimes we don't want to let them out like if we're out until we're home to actually keep an eye on them. So it's been, like I said, again, a really big learning opportunity. It's been good to see where food comes from and to help be a part of that, and just to learn the skills that are needed for that. Other than that, I want to be really straightforward for a minute. Homesteading, I think I had a bit of a romanticized view of it because it is so hard. It is so time consuming, and it's very financially draining. Honestly, when you're first starting up, we did invest in some tools that are going to help us to lower costs later on. Things like the setup for culling our own animals. My husband built a coop. We did invest in a snowblower finally, instead of shoveling by hand all the time. That's going to be a big help. A wagon for moving wood, which our wood is now stocked for winter. I am so relieved for that. I was really worried for a while. The price has gone up about $125 extra per cord where we are. And I was having a really hard time finding someone to drop some off to us. People would say they would come, I'd wait weeks, they wouldn't show up. So we got our wood recently. It is put away. We're also working on our own wood that we have, but it's softwood, and slowly chipping away at that. So I feel a lot better that we're a little more prepared going into winter. I still feel a little unsure, just kind of in general. But I think, like I said, the learning, we can plan for next year now. We can look at doing more meat. We can look at maybe purchasing more turkeys, thinking about it, and kind of making plans for the future. It can be really isolating here. I do wish I was closer to town often. I miss going for a walk on the sidewalk or going to the library. The closest library to us is only open short hours, and so it's harder to get there. My kids, the older ones, want to work, they want to be in activities and see friends, and so it has been a challenge. And I'm very grateful we have this property. This is what we wanted, but it has been hard, and it's just been so much more time consuming. Trying to cut the lawn takes me hours upon hours. But then if we invest in, say, a ride-on mower, which would be quicker, it's more money, and it's kind of this back and forth. It's always the same thing. We can do more if we have better tools, but those cost money. So we're trying to find a balance between all of that. So there's an update. I hope that you are still with me here. If you made it to the end, thank you so much. And let me know in the comment section down below if you have any questions, but let me know, how are things going for you? Sometimes I wish I could sit and have a proper conversation with people who you comment, and I really appreciate that, and I know who you are, and I chat back and forth with you, and it would be real nice to sit down and have a real chat about life one day. But for now, I hope that this finds you having a great day. Take care.